Hey Hunter, this is Adrian Gomez with 212 Athlete. Thanks for sending this in. We're going to start with our lower body weaknesses and we're going to work upwards into our upper body. But right now, you're squatting pretty well. It's about 101 into that back leg, which is good. But I want to see, right here, I see this arm separate, which is fine, it separates. And this back arm, instead of pinching that shoulder blade, it's just rising. And so it pinches right there, but it has all this time to pinch, and it doesn't pinch fast enough. So later on, that's going to be something that could really increase your velocity. Just being able to find that scap load and to pinch and to drive. I think that's going to help connect your body, your arm to your body a little bit better. But we'll talk about that later on. So that's just something I noticed. Your hip, you do squat, but we want to see a little bit more hip extension. Right now, your hips aren't facing forward, and you're about to throw the ball. Now they face a little bit, but it could be better. So at plant leg, this is another thing we'll take, about 104. So you have the flexibility. We just got to be able to keep that hip going through and that back leg pushing and driving off the ground. So off the top of my head, just drills online that you can find are going to be box drill 1, box drill 2, walking wind-ups, 212 squats. All of those are going to help your hips stay low. Right now your hips are coming up to throw the ball, and I want them to go through. So power to the back leg is good, but we just want you to drive your hip. Power to the back leg might not be a weakness as far as the angle of the squat, but I will tell you it is something that I want you to work on. I think that's something that you could work on for a while. All right, coming into the front leg, this is what we call an internally rotated front knee, and your hip can't drive through, and this is probably why the hip can't drive through fast enough, because your front leg is waiting for your knee to set up over the ankle. And so that process is brought along by your glutes or your butt, and that helps externally rotate that front knee and be able to push that back leg through. So we really want to set that up a little bit quicker and practice getting there a little bit quicker. That's going to help rotate your hips as well. I think there's a combination of your hips aren't rotating, and then on top of it, your internally rotated front knee is not allowing your hips to rotate until late. So those two are correlated. Next one we're going to look at is the angle of the front leg, and it's 139, which is good. It starts bent when you hit. Let's see how far bent this is. Yeah, 129. And then as you throw, it comes back a little bit, which is good. This was what we want to have happen, to 136. So there's about a 10-degree difference, and that's what we call retraction. Retracting that front knee, bringing it back, and then letting that chest drive through. So definitely front leg, internally rotated front leg is an issue, and then the angle 136 is good, but it could be even better. Part of it is the hip rotation, and part of it is the front knee setting up. So those are drills on our website to fix that. So that's lower body. Looking at upper body, we're going to look at your posture at ball release. Look at how you throw. So right here, you're at a B posture. This would be A posture. This would be C posture. I think you're I think you're a B posture. And what that means is as you rotate back into this position, your head is right here, and you're going to here. So that's almost a 1.5 foot move with your head. And what that does is it decreases the rotation at your axis, your shoulder, how you rotate. And then it also makes it hard for you to focus on your glove, focus on hitting your spot. So part of that is that internally rotated front knee, and part of it is your hips rotating high and your chest rotating high. We'll get to that. But what I want you to do is, what we can do to reduce that is this. Your spine could be back here a little bit further. Right here it's pretty good. I want to keep that. You kind of go in front of your body and then have to come all the way back. I'd like you to be more direct with your head, maybe just a little bit further back, 2 or 3 inches back further, kind of reduce that and drive your chest a little bit more. The reason why your chest is tilting so much is I think it's because of the front knee. So just be aware of that. Posture, your B posture. All right, next one is going to be stacking. And stacking, I really think that power to the back leg, just being able to squat a little bit better on there. Your head is staying over that back foot, which is good. But I think your arm, like we've talked about before, is out a little bit far, and it's not pinching, it's just up. We want to pinch that shoulder blade and lock it down so that it's ready to drive forward once I plant my front foot. So right now it's not even loaded into that shoulder blade, and so that's going to be huge velocity gains in being able to do that and staying connected. So stacking, definitely something I want you to work on, both lower body and upper body. There are drills to fix that on our website. You'll be able to see that on there. Look at stacking and you'll be able to see that. So definitely something I want you to work on. Next thing we're going to work on is front glove. Right now, just you can see how you have the back shoulder blade needs to be pinched. We already talked about that. But the front shoulder blade needs to be pinched as well, because that's what provides equal tension in the shoulder blades to be able to rotate the body around your spine, which is your axis. You also have a change in axis both here and there. So you have a 28-degree axis shift, and what that means is we want to make that more efficient. Maybe cut it down to 20 or 19 and then be able to rotate a little bit more efficiently. So front glove is going to pinch this way. And notice how it goes down. Part of that is, we talked about the front knee. A lot of that front knee is gonna have a lot to do with the weaknesses. So front glove definitely is an issue. Instead of pinching down, your shoulder blade's rotating down, I want to rotate it more this way, around, and pinch that shoulder blade. So definitely a front glove. That's going to help your rotation a lot instead of collapsing down. That'll help a ton. We're going to look at high elbow right here. It's a little bit hard to see. Take both your shoulder blades. It's a little bit elevated. You can kind of see it here. You can see the line right there. You see that elbow rise instead of going through. Ideally, you'd want it to rotate on the line, but number one, you have to compensate with that front knee, and then drive forward with that chest. So that's a rotational problem, both with the front glove and with the back arm going really long and not pinching. So that really is a pinching problem. Just getting in the right position. Your arm ideally shouldn't be up until now. And now your arm isn't up. Your arm is actually laid back. So the timing is off a little bit with that. So definitely a high elbow. It's about, I don't know, 9 degrees off. It's not crazy, but that's something that I want you to watch. I want you to rotate on that line instead of coming above it. So that's going to help a ton. So high elbow, off the top of my head, quick picks, double plays. There's some definite things that you could be doing. Box drops. So you're about 33 degrees, and I'd like you to get out to about 50-ish. And what's going to happen is this relationship, you need to understand that front knee comes back and that chest drives through, and there's a kind of an equal, just like you're driving through there. I want earlier and harder drive with your chest and rotation this way around that spine and pulling down. Right now, it's all the energy is going right into that front glove and down into the leg. So it could be better for sure. And I don't want you to think about, oh man, I have so much stuff to work on. What I want you to think about is, if I fix these things, I'm going to be an absolute beast. And that's something that is gonna help a ton. just working on one thing at a time, developing that, making it good, and then working on the next one. So, all right. Chest extension. Okay, last thing we're going to do is look at arm fly out, which I don't think you do have. If we change some things with the front glove, you might have a hand fly out, but as of right now, we don't have one. So that kind of concludes what we have to work on. Power of the back legs, definitely a weakness. Angle of foot strike, it's about 136 degrees, so that front knee needs to come back a little bit. Internally rotated front knee. Stacking issue, we need to stack better with our lower half and squat. Front glove issue. Chest extension could be better. Not horrible, but could be better. And high elbow. You're rotating up instead of through. So that's definitely something. So that's about what it was at, 5-6 things. So you've got to think about each individual thing that you're doing is about a mile an hour. So that's gonna help a ton. So thanks for sending this in, and I will talk to you soon. Please don't hesitate to contact me. Text or call me is usually the best.